The Red Raiders enter the midway point of the season and thereby first place in the Big 12. Are they legit Big 12 title contenders, though? We'll discuss that and much more in today's video. Hey, how's it going, everybody? It's RC Maxfield here for the Back to 12 podcast. And listen, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell. Just because Texas Tech football's on a bye week doesn't mean we are. That's why we're giving you daily videos when it comes down to everything Texas Tech. And I think this is a really fair question right now. And I think a lot of members of Red Raider Nation are wondering, are the Red Raiders legit Big 12 title contenders? And I know you're wondering, and I'm wondering your opinion on it. So let me know down on the pinned comment below with the simple Y for yes or N for no. Do you think Texas Tech is a legit Big 12 title contender in 2024 in year number 3 of the Joey McGuire era? All right, let's jump into the standings. I mentioned they were in first place, but let's kind of break it down a little bit. On your screen right there are the current standings for the Big 12 heading into week 6. Well, technically, I guess week 7 because, well, you know what? It's super weird in college football. Week 0 is dumb. Anyway, the Big 12 is kind of flipped on its head when you think of things right now. There are 2 teams at the bottom of the Big 12 that were projected to finish at the top of it. You've got Utah kind of in the middle there, who was the overwhelming favorite to win the conference. BYU was picked to finish at the bottom. Really the only team living up to expectations in terms of the team picked in the top 6 is, well, the Iowa State Cyclones, the number 11 team in the country. But above them and BYU, 2 undefeated teams, well, the only 2 undefeated teams remaining in the Big 12 are your Texas Tech Red Raiders, who are 3-0, standing alone in the Big 12 in terms of the first place team. You look at it, points for, nobody has scored 100 points in conference play. Granted, there's the Red Raiders, so they have. Now, when you look at the points for and against there, you don't feel too great about that in terms of just 17-point difference. So you do the quick math there, 3 games. You're looking at just under 6 points per game in terms of scoring more than your opponents. That's a 1-possession game. Really, in football, those are just a bounce here or there, and you could be on the other end of it. But Texas Tech has done a great job at winning close games, something that they have struggled with in the past. Now, you think about where the Red Raiders currently are, and you look at that home and away column right there. It's no surprise that Joey McGuire and crew have done a phenomenal job at creating a hostile environment. And when I say hostile, I mean that in a good way for the Red Raiders, because teams do not like coming to play in Lubbock, Texas, and nor should they. No team should enjoy going on the road to play their opponent. That's just how college football should be. So a credit to the Texas Tech football program, but more importantly, the fans on that front. That's something that stands out to me. But really, as I get back on the screen here, I'm thinking to myself, what makes me feel different in terms of, is this another gotcha type moment, right, for the Red Raiders? And to me, I don't think so. And now, I know what a lot of y'all could be thinking here. RC, it was just 1 game, because I'm about to talk about this Arizona game. I don't think the Texas Tech defense is going to look that great. I was hesitant to use the word there, but they were great against Arizona, okay? I don't know if they're going to look that great every night. But I do know one thing, because we have a track record of it now, and I talked about it in Monday's video here on the channel. Tim DeRuyter's defenses get better as the year goes on. He finds ways to use players in a way that maybe they didn't think they could early on in the year. Obviously, injuries are a part of that, but also look at what they did against Arizona. They blitzed the absolute crap out of Noah Fafita and gave him nightmares. They created 3 turnovers. They were lethal when it came to actually containing him and making life difficult for him. Now, did he take advantage of some of the opportunities that the secondary presented? Yes, But the overarching theme, in my opinion, in terms of why I think Texas Tech defensively will get better this year is because historically they do under Tim DeRuyter. And this bye couldn't have come at a better time. You think about Braylon Lux and that thigh injury. He was an absolute baller against Arizona. And you could tell the difference with him on the field, how much better the secondary was. And don't get me started about Jacob Rodriguez in that game against Arizona. That to say, though, you're going to get healthier going into the second part of your schedule. You get Baylor right there and have a really good chance to start 4-0 in conference play and 6-1 overall, okay? Your schedule is another aspect of this for me. You're not playing a very difficult schedule in the grand scheme of things. You had one of the weaker schedules coming into, well, this season, and it's proven to be that in a little bit of, well, you think about it. Cincinnati's a little bit better than we thought. Arizona State's definitely better than we thought, right? And then Arizona, they're probably where you thought they were supposed to be in the Big 12, albeit I don't know if anybody saw them beating Utah on the road. But Texas Tech, since that Washington State game, has gotten better. And that's all you could have asked for after you just got embarrassed up in Pullman. That's why I'm confident that I don't think this is a fluke. Now, does that mean they're legitimately going to go and play in Arlington? Hell if I know. It's football. But I do think that Texas Tech is on the right track to be real Big 12 contenders because you think about it. And listen, I know I have bitch moaned and complained about Kitley, and I'm sure you have too. But he has been really good this year, people. You're talking about a top 20 offense in the country. You have 3 players that are top 15 at their respective positions in terms of the yards that they have accumulated so far. Behren Morton is a top 10 passer in the country. Tahj Brooks is a top 5 rusher, and Josh Kelly is a top 15 wide receiver in terms of receiving yards. You're spreading it out. You're getting multiple people involved, and you're doing it in creative ways. Now, has there been moments where there have been a lull in the offense? Yes, perfect example is the Arizona second half. But when Kitley needs to go into his bag, he absolutely does. That doesn't, excuse the inconsistencies some point on the offensive side of the football, but they are uber talented. They have a solid offensive line that seems to be meshing pretty well together, and Kitley has found ways to offset some of their, dysfunctions, I think you should call them, in terms of the offensive line, because you think about it, you've had to do a lot of shuffling. A lot of that has been due to injury, but really the only guy that has stayed in one spot all year on your offensive line is Sheridan Wilson at the center position. And now that's huge because of the communication factor, but it's going to get better. Right? When these guys have more time to play together, Sterling Porsche at left guard, you've got Caleb Rogers over at right tackle. You've got Davon Carter there at right guard with Dalton Merriman at left tackle. You haven't had a lot of offensive line talk in terms of negativity for Texas Tech in the Big 12 outside of maybe a drive here or there. That's why I'm excited about Texas Tech. And the question on today's video, is Texas Tech a real Big 12 title contender? Yes. And the reason being is this. Look at me on your screen, TV, phone, iPad, computer, I don't know, and tell me who should be the overwhelming favorite in the Big 12. I'll give you a second. Just tell me. If you said Utah, is Cam Rising healthy? If you said Kansas State, what has Avery Johnson proven in terms of going deep into the season? And this is coming from a guy that really likes Avery Johnson. Is he a good enough passer when teams scheme that out? Obviously, Oklahoma State has fallen off. Don't even get me started on Kansas, right? The real Big 12 title favorite, in my opinion, right now should be Iowa State. But Texas Tech is not too far off. BYU is not too far off. This is a 5, 6, 7 team race, and Texas Tech is legitimately in the mix here, people, for a Big 12 title appearance in Arlington. That's just the reality of it because again, my main 3 points in this video, the offense is all kinds of legit. You have arguably the best running back in college football, not named Austin Janty at Boise State. Your defense gets better as the year progresses. What has been the biggest qualm of Texas Tech fans outside of winning on the road in the Joey McGuire era? Those slow-ass starts. They're 5-1, people. That's not a slow-ass start. Yes, I understand ACU wasn't pretty. I understand Washington State wasn't pretty. But you won one of those games, and now you're on a 4-game win streak, and you have looked a hell of a lot better from UNT to today. I expect it to continue. I think the offense is going to continue to look great. I think the defense is going to be better. And I think you have a real shot because the Big 12 is absolutely wide open. Yes, you could have a favorite in Iowa State, but Texas Tech has a real chance to play in Arlington. All they have to do is continue on the path that they're on and get better defensively, historically like they do, and keep playing their brand of football. All right, let me know if you disagree or agree with me. I think Texas Tech is a legit Big 12 title contender. Could this become like a laughable video in 3 or 4 weeks? Yeah, it could. It's college football and the Big 12 is wide open, right? But as it stands right now, today, when Texas Tech is firmly in the mix, I don't think it's a blasphemous take by anyone to say that the Red Raiders are firmly in the mix to be Big 12 title contenders. But let me know your thoughts down below with a simple Y for yes or in for no. Is Texas Tech a real Big 12 title contender? Let me know down on the pinned comment below. All right, I'm RC Maxfield reminding you if you want to join the largest group of Texas Tech fans here on YouTube, almost 11,000 strong. We're giving you daily videos. It's 100% free and 100% authentic. I'm just being honest with you guys, 100%. You may not like what I do here sometimes on the channel, but I'm being honest 100% of the time. So if you want to join the Back to 12 squad, all you got to do is the 3 simple steps. Like the video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on that notification bell.